And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast of Sports with your host, Jay Pops. Guys, Media Day is coming and going. And please forgive me, I've not made a podcast ever since last week. Please forgive me on that, but I'm having to adjust. So please forgive me. I apologize, guys, but I'm here. I'm not going anywhere at all. So I've been having it playing, in my ear and stuff like that. So I get a chance to watch it on lunch and everything like that. So media days just passed. Okay. So let's go ahead and discuss that. Now, what happened on the first one was I believe with Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin was on the very first media day, as well as with Eli Drinkwitz and Brian Kelly. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it, guys. Let's go ahead and get on to it. Very, very quick episode, and we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. But Brian Kelly, first and foremost, I want to say this here to all the LSU fans. Brian Kelly is a good head coach. All right. That is no doubt about that at all. My issue with Brian Kelly is this here. It ain't got nothing to do with the fit or anything. I just don't take him serious right now. When he talks, and I don't know if it's just because the interviews or what, but when he talks, I'm like, really, Brian? And I know a lot of you guys are going to come back and bash me about how the way Jimbo Fisher talks. And that's fine with me. But what I'm telling you is that the things that Brian Kelly is saying, I just don't believe it right now. Like when they asked him about Oklahoma and Texas, this is what he mentioned. Oh, yeah, man. Hey, man, we're the best conference out there. And we're excited to have those guys on our schedule. It's kind of like he's forcing himself to talk pretty much like he's been the head coach at LSU for a long time. You've not been there, man. You have not been there, but he's been around the block. All right. He's been the head coach for a very long time. He did say one thing interesting, and I understood everything he was saying. He was saying, man, I'm ready to see what is all of the excitement and the buzz about the SEC conference in general. I'm ready to take a road trip to Bryant-Denny State. I'm ready to go to Mississippi State, Ole Miss. I'm ready to go down there to Kyle Field and just experience those things and stuff like that, which I understand totally what he's saying, man, because for people that has not been to Kyle Field, I would tell you this. Kyle Field is going to be Kyle Field. And Jimbo Fisher, for sure, has pretty much brought Kyle Field back to life, okay? So you guys have to understand what I'm saying right there. Another thing is this here, man. He was talking about the gumbo and all of that and what he eat. He was talking about some with the oysters and stuff like that. And whole lot. I just don't want Brian Kelly to force himself into being the guy that everybody is going to like going forward type of deal. All right, so I don't know if that makes sense to you all or not, but that's just the only knock that I had on Brian Kelly. I cannot wait to play Brian Kelly because I do want to see how this rivalry will shape up with Brian Kelly. It's a pretty good rivalry with Ed Orgeron, so I'm excited to continuously see it going and growing at the same time. I believe I will be there for this rivalry this year because it is back at Kyle Field. But hey, man, we'll see. I know I'm definitely going to be at the Miami game. I cannot stress that. All right, so let's keep on going here. Eli Drinkwitz. You just don't know what material is going to be still. I still don't take Eli Drinkwitz serious as a head coach. That's just me in general. I really have to see some things on defense to make me start really taking it serious. The only issues with Mizzou is that they don't have depth. They do have the number one wide receiver coming. He should help that offensive line. Okay, he should help that offense a whole lot. All right, so that's about it I got from him. Lane Kiffin. Look, Lane Kiffin is still out here hollering about NIL, what it's doing, stuff like that. So this is my thing about Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin wants to be Nick Saban a little bit too much to where he copies everything that Nick Saban does and he tries to put his own spin to it. I don't like that. I do not like that. I've been not liking that at all. When he does his interviews, he tries to be so much of like Nick Saban. You're not Nick Saban, man. You don't have that stature. You will never have that stature. Stop acting like you're a national title head coach. Okay? And that's crazy for me to say because all coaches should act like they're already a national title head coach. All right, so let me rephrase it. Stop trying to be something that you're not. I don't like his nonchalant interviews pretty much that he tries to do because, oh, this is what Nick Saban done when I was at Alabama. So, I feel like I should do this one. Man, you don't have to do that at all. Hold on, guys. Look, this is old ear. What up, man?
My man. I have tears and all gonna call me, man. I said, oh shit. I'm looking at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was outside wiggling. I was
all right. So look, I'm about to buzz you in. I'm about to invite you. I don't know how far you is from your computer or your phone or not, but I'm about to send an invite out to you.
I want to go back in my
all right. So guys, we're gonna get old Eric on here, come and talk a little bit of football with us, and we're gonna just go from there, man. Hey, he's just gonna buzz on in, and we're just gonna do it like that. All right. So back to what I was saying. So with Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin, I just, like I say, man, I don't take stuff that he says seriously. And I said that last year too as well. I said, man, I don't take his defense seriously. And I didn't. Just so happened when we got up to him, the defense gave us a run for our money, So, I mean, it is what it is. Lane Kiffin is going to be Lane Kiffin. I've grown to know that. But I just don't like the copycat version of what he's trying to do because he wants his program to be at a certain level. I can tell you right now, Ole Miss ain't going to be Alabama anytime soon. All right, Texas A&M ain't going to be Alabama anytime soon. Texas ain't going to be Alabama anytime soon. Georgia, for that matter. Ohio State and others. But none of those guys want to, be like Alabama, man, but they want to play on the highest level with Alabama. All right. So please understand me when I say that there, all right? So day two has rolled around, and day two was on today, and they had a couple of interesting guys up there. So number one was South Carolina's head coach, Shane Beamer. That guy said that the season tickets was at an all-time high, at an all-time selling high. More than it's ever been in like 10 years. I've seen some South Carolina games, and I could have sworn that they sell out those tickets quick. But hey, I'm wrong. I'm not a South Carolina fan, of course. I love what their basketball team is doing, but I'm not a South Carolina fan, to say the least. So hey, man, Shane Beamer knows way more than what I know, but he was saying that this football season in particular is very interesting. It's a lot of people that does want to see what South Carolina's going to do, including myself, because we have to go up there to Columbia. All right. And I know one thing is on those guys. Mark, Texas A&M, on that schedule. Arkansas done it for 9 years straight. Okay, I'm gonna say that once again. Arkansas done it for 9 years straight. They finally got their win last year. As long as, I'm talking about so far since being in the SEC. We were on tear for destruction, man. We were on a 9-game winning streak against them. They indeed circled that, like I said, for 9 years, and they got it right. So who's to say that South Carolina can't do the same? All right, now I'm not picking South Carolina to win this game. at all. But I will say this: South Carolina is my sleeper team. Okay, that is no doubt about that at all. E,
Yo,
what's up, man?
how you doing?
What is up? What is up? Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Show Korea video. Doing all right out there?
Hey, I'm alive.
Already. So jump on in here, E. I was already doing something anyways, on the Zoom when you had called me, because like I say, I can share the screen. I love that little feature. But just to pick up where I was left off at, man. So I don't know if you've seen Media Days or not, especially on the day. I know you told me that you was catching up on it on yesterday, but I don't know if you've seen the live Media Days on today.
Okay. I seen a little bit. I ain't watched much. I seen Shane Beamer.
Look, that's crazy. I'm talking about him now.
Yeah, Shane put on the show, but
Yeah,
I think a lot of people you can read between the lines. You can see the excitement. I think South Carolina gonna play some ball this year. I ain't saying they're gonna be good, but I think they'll be a better version of themselves this year.
yeah, that's true, man. So I was saying this before you got on here. I got my tongue tied. I got South Carolina as my sleeper team for so far as Texas A&M is concerned. Because we do go up to Columbia, South Carolina. Like I was saying about Arkansas. Arkansas had that game circled for 9 years, man. Jerry World circled it 9 years straight. They finally got one. South Carolina indeed has circled this game, period. Because they never won against Texas A&M in football, period. So that is a sleeper game. The game is going to be sold out. There's no doubt about that. That's the game that you continuously tell me to come up there to.
Man, look, I already showed you now. Tiki is good. What's up? Come on down. Come on down.
Look at you, man. Look at you. So I'm thinking about it. Matter of fact, let's go to the schedule here and see when that's off. So we played them on October 22nd.
Yes, sir.
If I come down,
bro, you ain't got to get no room, 5-star reservation. I got you. You call me when you get to the airport. Pick you up, valet, however you want it, man.
Right.
Aggie Network, baby. Aggie Network. Aggies take care of Aggie, man. That's how I go.
And that's true. That is true, man. So I'm thinking to myself, if I come though, if I don't come by myself, I'm gonna come with the family.
That's fine. We got room for everybody. We got room for everybody. Southern hospitality out here, cuz. Hey, y'all might try to stay.
No, man, we're not gonna do that.
I might love it down here, man. I'm telling you.
I believe you, though. I believe you. But that game for sure is a sleeper. So I just threw out Shane Beamer because that's the one that's one I pretty much remember, and he had a grand interest, man. Yeah, like you said, he put on a little show. So shout out to Shane Beamer for that one. Now to keep going forward here, Mississippi, I think Mississippi State head coach, he came on yesterday, if I'm not mistaken.
Mike Leach, that dude, that's a.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I did know was that Mississippi State returned so many starters on both sides of the ball. I will say that I think they returned 9 on offense, or defense is one of them. One of them, man, they like matched evenly, I think, on both sides of the ball. One got one more than the other. Anywho, this is Will Rogers, I believe, third year. Of course, everybody is kind of picking that to be the toss-up game for Texas A&M. Me personally, I'm not picking that, okay? Now, back to media days. I'm not going to talk about what Mike Leach said because I do not remember half the stuff that Mike Leach said anyway, all right? I don't really listen to Mike Leach when he talks. just to let everybody know out there, man, I do not listen to Mike Leach at all when he talks, man, because he just be talking and I'll be like, what? So,
Yeah.
I mean, man, what you think about it?
I mean, he's got a different aspect that he applies to life. You can just tell by the way he uses words. I mean, he can be easily misunderstood, but everything he says, it makes sense just in his own logic. So, I mean, we're all born to be different. So,
yeah.
And I mean, but you look at his resume. I mean, the guy can coach football. We know that. So, whatever he doing, it worked. So,
yeah,
he beat us last year too. So, I mean, I'm just saying.
Right. And that's why I looked at and you know what's crazy? It's crazy that Mississippi State is the only Mississippi team that has a winning record. Ole Miss does not have a winning record. I think it's a lot of people that does not know that, and there's a lot of people that don't pay attention to that. It's usually when we lose to Mississippi State, we'll lose to Ole Miss, but that'll be like what I want to say, probably like every other year or something like that, man. But I know like we were whooping Ole Miss like crazy for like several years straight. And they didn't turn that around until Hugh Freeze, brought in that top 5 recruiting class and stuff like that, man. And that's when they kind of start, I don't want to say going to town on us.
Yeah.
But I know they beat us twice that year, if I'm not mistaken. But anywho, man, like I say, man, with Mike Leach, I do believe his team is going to be good. I will put them in the 8-4 range. That's not unlikely that they won't go 8-4. But I'm just looking at, like you say, Michael Leach's resume, who he's coached, stuff like that. He coached in the Big 12, man, when the Big 12 was the shit. All right, you know what I'm saying? They were playing ball in the Big 12 in them days.
Shit, one year he almost made the playoffs. You remember that year when he
Washington
had
State?
Yeah, Gardner Minshew. They went 11-2. They lost. If they wouldn't have lost that game in the Pac-12 championship, they would have been a player.
Yeah, and that's true. That is true. So when Mike Leach when Mike Leach is on the road passing the ball, calling all them damn passing plays, he will beat you without a doubt. But I think this year, man, we'll be ready. We'll walk in there with, our heads up and not damn saying like we done last year. I don't know what scheme we tried to run last year, but it worked to a certain point of the ball game. It was like, but anyway,
depth, bro. We had enough depth last year to compete and stay fresh, but to compete, stay fresh, and then to bring in another crew that's gonna dominate, that'll have to be a proven fact this year. Like when them guys are not here to sit. Those guys are here to push us over the top. So those guys are gonna play. Yeah. And that'll be the tell-all factor. I think that's gonna be the tell-all factor. We got 3 quarterbacks. I don't see offense being an issue. We got talent at every position. We deep at every offense. We got offensive linemen. We got D-line. Yeah. We have no excuses. We deep at every position.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And this will be the first year where I can honestly say when we go out on the road, all road venues will be almost sold out. Because they want to see us play. Yeah, they want to see us play. And they also want to see if the team that they're cheering for, which is the home team, can get a win against them. Because I'm going to tell you right now, man, we have a chip on our shoulder coming into this year, but we also got the biggest target ever had while being Texas A&M University. And in this new era, I will say it, this new era, they now have the target in the SEC West, just like LSU and Alabama. They finally got up to that stature because of the talent that they have on the roster. You know what I mean? So, like I said, man, we go out on that road, man. It's gonna be a lot of them kids coming in, like, man, I should have got this scholarship, you know. So, anywho, let's move on here. So who else was at this media day that we need to go ahead and mention? Like I told everybody, I'm not gonna keep everybody for long.
Nick Saban was there.
Nick Saban for sure. I wanted to keep him as the main one, and I'm trying to think of who else showed up before him. Oh, Vanderbilt's head coach. That's why I ain't know the hell. I can remember who it was. Vanderbilt head
coach. Did you see what he said?
I seen that he said, and they quoted this. You know, everybody was going to quote this. He said that one day, Vanderbilt, what he said, one day Vanderbilt will be, I think he said we'll be good at football. I could be.
No, he said we'll have the best football program in the country.
Yeah, that's what he said. One day Vanderbilt will have the best football program in the country. Okay. Hell, just like we've been saying that we're gonna win national title for 80 something those years. And hell, it still hadn't happened yet. So I don't know. Hey, once again, I looked up the records for all of these SEC teams to see who all had 10-win seasons. Vanderbilt has had seasons ever since they've been a football team, period.
I think they beat Georgia one time.
I think they did. And I don't know if that was in James Franklin. That was in James Franklin. Sure was. That's why James Franklin is respected so much as a head coach, because of what he did with Vanderbilt and how many guys he put in the league at Vanderbilt. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't even believe he put that many guys in the league. And he had one of them go first round.
Crazy.
Knocked the shit out of him, man. So,
linebacker. I remember that.
Yeah, and he had a wide receiver too, Jordan Matthews. I think his name is Jordan Matthews. If I'm not mistaken.
Number 87. Yep, sure was.
And was good too. Hella good, man. But I mean, let's face it, man, this Vanderbilt, you know. But Clark, I mean, man.
Look, Jay, look, we can't talk too much, look, because we only beat them 15-12.
And, yeah, that's true. That is true. And oh man. And boy, Derek Mason, you know what? I don't think Derek Mason received enough credit for his defensive schemes and what he's able to do with guys that aren't, you know, on the Alabama rosters and Auburn rosters and, you know, like stuff like that. Because to be honest with you, man, if Auburn would have had offense, those guys probably would have been like 9-3. I'm just saying. Now, it would have had a loss to us. They probably would have been like 9-3.
They would turn now. They look all right.
So, but anywho, man, we keep moving along here. So let's get on to Nick Saban. So I'm gonna let you go first. And Nick Saban gonna be Nick. We all know that. But I'm gonna let you go first. Talk about a couple of things that you've seen, you know, that you kind of picked up on that he said.
Man, I really don't have anything to say about Nick Saban. Saban who he is, Saban gonna be who he be. I mean, when he was in control, he had nothing to worry about. He was gonna continue to get the number one class or just compete with it be just him and Georgia. It was okay. Now that the level field has been, the playing field has been leveled. He don't know how to deal with it because he ain't got all power no more. Like pretty much like Jimbo said, he think he God. He was the god of college football for that era. But now he know he got to compete. He losing recruits, transfer portal. You know, it's too much to deal with. But I will say back to Mike Leach, he made one good point. He talked about how players are getting paid, and that even if they don't perform, they still get the money. Mike Leach made the comment that they should be able to trade players. I thought that was hilarious. I meant to say that earlier, but yeah, that was his take on them paying the players. He's like, well, in the NFL, if you get a contract and you don't perform up to your contract, you get traded, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, so
okay.
hey. He made a point. Now that was a good point.
And that was, man, and like I say, I believe most of us are all on board about, these kids getting, the money and stuff like that, man. Because okay, let's be real here. College football makes over like $1 billion some dollars, and most of it goes to the university, the athletic departments, and plus boosters put their money in there as well. So you're talking about billions on top of a couple of more millions. So of course, hey, it should have been going on a long time ago. Thing that I don't like about it is that one day it will get out of control. Now this is something that I did notice that Nick Saban said. He said the haves and have-nots. Never heard him talk like that. He said, "Now we're the haves." He said, "I'm not saying that we got a problem with it because we gonna be fine." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cocky, yeah.
Yeah, kind of, pretty much cocky with it, but it's like, damn, I can't argue with him because he is right, and until this day, he's still recruiting at the highest level. So we fine over here. It's just the guys that's kind of pretty much behind us. He didn't say it in those words, but he was saying like guys pretty much behind us. Them the ones I need to worry about, like the Vanderbilts of the world, the Auburns of the world, maybe, and stuff like that, which is they rival. Because it's going to turn into where, okay, these kids can come and play for all the blue bloods, and which is Notre Dame, and which Notre Dame is recruiting like crazy. I can't believe how hard they are in the state of Texas. But Notre Dame's all over the place. I don't know if there's NIL what, or I don't know if Marcus Freeman is just that damn good at recruiting. I don't know. I'm not calling out nobody, nothing. But anywho, so like you said, man, with the have-nots, they're going to continue to get their players. It's just other people got to continue to get theirs, and this goes back to what Lane Kiffin said or something too. He's still kind of pretty much talking about the luxury tax on the NIL and et cetera, et cetera. Lane, basically. Ole Miss don't got as much money as everybody else. I understand what you're saying.
Lane.
You know what I mean? So, no, Lane, you're not going to get all the guys that you want. But hell, you by far the person that's going into the transfer portal. I mean, it looks like some pretty good kids are coming in the transfer portal, so it really ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? So it's pretty much like, although you want to say we're not even, we're still even. You going to transfer portal, man. Now with everybody else, they're just bringing in these kids as regular high school recruits.
Yeah.
Bringing them on in the door. So of course it's going to be hard for Ole Miss. It's always been hard for Ole Miss to recruit. Especially at the level of Alabama, LSU, now Georgia, Ohio State. I've never seen Ole Miss up there until Hugh Freeze was there. But Hugh Freeze was very balanced. Wayne, you're not balanced.
Yeah. He beat Bama 2 years in a row.
Yeah, because he had a defense. His defense was top 25. Lane Kiffin defense will never be top 25. All right, because he just has too much favoritism to the offense.
Yeah.
That's just that, man. So he really has to face it. And he had a 100-some ranked defense and still went 11-1, 10-3, or whatever that record was, and was the first one to do it at Ole Miss, which I didn't know. But he finally done it. But anywho, man, so along to some comments that Will answer. Along with some comments that Will answer. Shocked the shit out of me. So this is what he said. Will Anderson Jr. First off, he don't know who Ruben Fowler is, the second is. You don't know who that is. He didn't know he was going up against him. Now, to his credit, I'll say this here. I don't know who that is. That's an offensive line. He probably don't know what offensive line that is. On another end, you know who Ruben Fowler is. Stop. That's the same guy that you probably tried to go up against, and he kept pushing you out the way. He had no sacks in that A&M game. None. I checked it. He didn't have one.
I told you he was non-existent, bro. He did not make a single play against A&M. Jalen Wademeyer took him out the game. He manhandled the whole game. Not to mention that he also went off in that game.
And he did. He did. And that was supposed to be Jalen Wademeyer coming out. To be honest with you, man. That game for sure, but I think he had like 2 touchdowns, didn't he? No, Anais had like 2 touchdowns, I think. Something like that, man. But that was supposed to be Jalen coming out for him. We all know what Anais Smith did. He just look, Anais Smith. I feel like this year is gonna be the year that he just
go crazy.
Shit, it's gonna be damn. That's Anais Smith again. Wow. I just feel that way. I feel that way, man. And I believe Jimbo Fisher is going to keep him in the premier spot, which is wide receiver. He's going to try to use him all over the field. We know that because he does want to improve his draft stock. Anais Smith will be one of the best. He's going to go down in the A&M history. So please be ready for that. But anyway, back to Will Anderson. So like I say, man, what he said was that another thing that he said was that the October 9 game, I believe that he was speaking about Jimbo Fisher comments and stuff like that. He was like, man, hey, pretty much it is what it is. Come October 8th, we're putting on the pads. So I can guarantee you. Now, these guys aren't going to say this. I'm sorry, they're not. They have Texas A&M schedule. I mean, they have Texas A&M circle. And probably boxed off. Now, both teams have to get through their schedule to get to the game, and both teams want to get there without loss. All right, so both teams are going to be focused in each and every game. That game comes around, and it's going to be the most hard-hitting game. We talk about this. That's going to be the most hard-hitting game we've ever seen these ball clubs. We've seen them battle in the top 10 matchups. We've seen this. We've seen it with Johnny Football. We've seen it with Trevor Knight.
They play good. They play good with Trevor too. They pull away late like always.
Yeah, and we've seen it. So I'm anxious to see it again. But that's just one of the things that Will Anderson has said. I'm anxious to see what he's going to do in that game. All right. Another one that said something about the team is this guy here. Bryce Anderson. So Bryce was going to be Bryce, and everybody should expect this. So they asked him about, the Jimbo Fisher and Nick Saban beat. So Bryce Anderson, I'm talking about Bryce. Anderson. So Bryce Young, his quote, God dog, I cannot find it. His quote was that, hey man, both coaches are very competitive. And we have a lot of respect. That sounds like a Nick Saban quote. To this day.
Nick Saban, bro. Nick Saban run them bullets, man.
He do. And that's the Bama way. That's the Bama way.
It works, man. Hey, if it worked for you, it worked for you.
Yep. So that's one of them. You can't say nothing to him. All right.
Yeah,
we hear you.
Look, just nod your head and smile. Yes.
Yeah, just it is what it is, man. So, like I say, man, that was pretty much more of the media day. I do have a couple of other things as well. And like I say, I'm not going to keep you late because if it's 11:10 over here, that means it's 12 o'clock over there. I'm not going to stay on this thing. We're going to wrap this up shortly. So this is what we're looking at. And this is one guy I want to point out right here. Recruiting 2023. So it was a lot of people that was kind of pretty upset, but then again, there was a lot of people that wasn't upset. When Jonte Cook committed to Texas, right? Just out the blue, boom, committed. Texas, I'm going. It was like, all right, wow. Just think about Jonte Cook. that I've been looking at lately, and I've been seeing them on social media. I watched a couple of videos, stuff like that. Dante Cook is very confident. Very confident.
You better back it up.
I really hope he does back it up. One thing I respect about the young man is that on a video, I believe that he was either at Texas or he was on somebody's cruise trip. I asked him about it, and he was like, "Man, I'm gonna tell you this." And I don't believe we talked about this, and if we did,
yeah, I know what you're about to say. I know what you're about to say.
What I'm about to say?
He said he made a comment. He said, "A&M gonna win another championship, whether I'm there or not, in the next next 2 to 3 years." He said, "Whether I go to A&M or Texas, A&M they gonna get an natty." I mean, yeah, I seen that.
All right, okay. Did I tell you about that one though?
Nah, I've seen it. I knew what you were talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Well, you know what you do. So that's I respect the young man for saying that, because obviously he knows something in that locker room and in that coaching staff room more than what we, you know what I'm saying, kind of like we'll ever know. Because we're not around the coaches, not around players like that, but it's something that he felt and it's something that he seen. He just felt that his place wasn't with Texas A&M. It was in Austin. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Anywho, so now we talk about another wide receiver that has been on our radar for some time, man. And I believe that Texas A&M will land this guy. I feel super confident about this. Hakeem Williams. He was so underrated to where when he got watched, and he got watched heavily, this is what happened with him. He got bumped up. All right, I'm gonna say that once again. He got bumped up to a 5-star. And in a way, I felt that was coming. And when it happened, I was like, wow, that young man got really bumped up. He is now the 20th best player in the nation. The 3rd best wide receiver in 2020. This is where it goes back down to Dante Cook. I believe Dante Cook had to show a little bit more. Dante Cook was a 5-star, but only for a little bit. They bumped him back down to like almost. One of them things, and you know, and I hear this all the time. Oh man, the rankings don't mean that. I'm sorry. I believe in the rankings because the rankings have showed me otherwise. All right, that's just me. You need a head coach to understand that you don't have to coach the game, but the rankings say otherwise. To me, that's just me, man. But Hakeem Williams is the #1 wide receiver target that we're going to go after. That's uncommitted. Notice what I said, uncommitted. #1 wide receiver that we're doing our best to flip, Zachariah Branch. He is every bit of the best wide receiver in this class. Period. Okay. All right, so we're talking about 2 5-star wide receivers here. Put that in on. We're just going to keep it on wide receivers because we do need a lot of it. Because it's going to be some of these guys that are going to be leaving this wide receiver room once in the NFL this year. All right, at least 2 of them I know for sure. They going after this year. Another wide receiver is another 5-star wide receiver, and they will not take him out of this 5-star group for nothing in the world. Shelton Sampson Jr. He the #4 wide receiver.
Yeah, he could.
From what I'm hearing, he's going to be at the barbecue pool party. Go ahead and get ready for that. He will make his unofficial visit because they took those off of the officials now. So the last weekend in July, if you didn't know, that is no longer official visit weekend for any school going forward. Don't know why they done it. It is what it is. But he's going to be at that pool party. If that young man comes out that pool party and say, all right, man, top 2, LSU can Texas A&M.
What's up?
Very good.
You already know where he's going.
Hey,
LSU been recruiting pretty good too, though.
Yeah, they have. And I've heard this before several times. LSU going to recruit itself. All you need to do is show up as the head coach. Other than that, LSU is going to recruit itself. All right. It's not that many Louisiana kids that we know of that doesn't want to go to LSU or put LSU as like a first choice. It's some about that home school, man. It's a national championship winner. It is that. And once they get rolling, man, they get rolling. You know, they're kind of pretty hard to beat. But that's about all I got, man. Like I said, we're gonna get on up out of here. We go in this house and then we're gonna eat, talk to my wife and kids, stuff like that. I gotta get up pretty early.
Get on up out of here, man. Hey, remember though, I'll be out there very soon, my brother.
Oh yeah, I'll be waiting.
Yes,
All right, hey, so catch up with me. I thank you for tuning on in there, and we'll pick back up where we left off at. Probably it won't be on Friday, I know for sure. Probably on like Thursday. And we'll probably pick back up on this tomorrow, but now Thursday for sure, because that's when Jimbo fishing. So,
yeah, I was about to say Thursday when Coach go. Yeah,
we'll
do that Thursday.
Talk about that.
I'm gonna be in front of the TV. I'm gonna be in front of the TV with my notepad.
Oh, you already do it, man. I'm the same way. But all right, brother. You take care.
Hold it down. You too.
All right. Giggle Maggots. Woo!